Okay, guys, so this is probably one of the most important parts of this course because we're going to look through how we can actually use SEO to make money. Okay, because I mean it's all well and good if you can rank websites in the top 3 of Google, but how does that actually convert into money, and why am I doing this now, basically? Okay, so the first thing you have to do is you have to define your website type. So you can either be a blog, you can be a e-commerce website, so you can do like a Shopify dropshipping store, or you can find people in the local area and see if they want to sell, or you can basically dropshipping, I guess. And these are both very, very relevant for SEO. The third type that you can do is where you rank for service pages in local areas, like, I don't know, best plumbers in Atlanta, and then you have some kind of way to extract money from your leads. So if you send a lead to someone and they spend money in a business, that business will send you money, and that's called a lead website. So these are 3 different types of websites that you can decide between, and all of them have their merits, but honestly, if you're just starting out with SEO, I would recommend a blog, just because it's the easiest and it's the least amount of stress. If you're doing like e-commerce or lead generation, lead generation is very, very competitive, and e-commerce, you can have all kinds of problems where, with distributors or whatever it might be. But a blog, all you do is you write a blog post and you try to capture an audience who have a specific interest, and you'll be paid for every single person after you get to a certain point who comes onto the website. And if that person buys something using one of your links, you get money. And even if they don't buy something, even if they just visit, you get money. Okay, that is because you have affiliate revenue, which is normally done with Amazon, but I'm probably not going to be doing it with Amazon. I'm probably going to be looking at Coinbase or other kind of crypto websites that I can have affiliate links with. Probably Coinbase would be the best one for me. And then you get ad revenue, and because the niche that I have chosen, NFTs and crypto, is, first of all, it's a hot niche, and second of all, it's very specific interest where people are willing to spend money, I should get a good RPM, which is rate per 1,000. I'm just going to say it is. I can't remember what the Latin is, but it's basically how much you're paid for 1,000 page views. Okay. And the interesting thing is, I'm pretty sure they pay in page views in Google Adsense for a website. I'm fairly sure, correct me if I'm wrong, they pay in page views. So again, if you have a website where they arrive on the website and they might go on this article and then this article and then this article and then this article and then maybe onto an affiliate link, this one person can generate revenue for you a few different times. And that is why I personally would suggest blogs if you're just starting out. E-commerce, you can really, really do a lot of good stuff with SEO, like I showed you on the first episode, where I showed you some stuff from the business that I've been working for, which is all e-commerce SEO, and I've mainly been doing it through blog posts, and it can work very, very well. I don't want to put you off doing it, but just for this series, just for this playlist, I am going to be focusing on a blog. Okay, so once you've decided on what type of website, the next thing that you want to be looking at is your niche. There are a couple of things you need to know about niches in SEO. Number 1 is a concept called YMYL, which translates, or it means your money or your life. So anything that has anything to do with money, so for example, crypto and NFTs, I'm just going to write crypto, or your life. So, for example, CBD is a great example, or medical, just generally. Anything that, someone can give you some bad advice, you might take something and you might actually have a bad reaction or whatever. So they have to be careful, basically. Google is covering their asses, and you need authority, okay? If you want to break into a niche like this, you need to show that you know what you're talking about, which is exactly why I'm actually getting into the crypto NFT niche, because I do know quite a lot about it, and I can offer some very in-depth guides, etc., etc. The second thing is always do something that you are an expert on, okay? So think about a niche where you can say that no one in the world can write better than you, because you know things about that niche that other people don't know. That is exactly what Google is looking for. If you can offer some kind of unique perspective that gives real value, okay, this is why I'm suggesting you write something that you're an expert about, because if you're an expert, you can offer real value, and value will translate to 1, 2, or 3 positionings. Trust me, okay? Especially true in niches like this, but it's just true for any niche, okay? If you can show that you're an expert in a niche, you will rank. Okay, but you also want to make sure that the niche has interest, and also that it has some kind of way to get affiliate sales, okay? So already with crypto and NFT, it's a little bit more difficult, but I think something like Coinbase will have a pretty decent affiliate system, probably where I can earn for every transaction that somebody does. So every Coinbase fee, I'll get a little bit of that. I'm not really sure how it works. I'll have to look into it. But if you pick a very strange niche that has zero interest and it doesn't really have any items that people can buy or places you can send people, you might actually struggle to monetize the website. So make sure there's interest, and make sure there are good monetization options. And then the final thing you want to do in your niche is to decide what your most important pages will be. So think of it like this. Something like, what is crypto? Okay. So this is going to be a super hard keyword to rank 1, 2, or 3 for, okay? But if you can rank 1, 2, or 3, then the potential to make earnings on this particular page are very, very high, because the amount of monthly searches, I'm going to guess 100,000. It's probably going to be more than that. It'll probably be a lot more than that. So an article like this would be what is known as a power page, because I would direct all of my internal SEO towards this. So even if I wrote 50 articles that didn't really rank very well, but each one of them pointed to this page, then that is a power page, and that is the page that I'm really trying to rank. So you can write shorter informational articles here, and then point them to, you can write like crypto, and then you put a link to what is crypto, and then eventually you will start to be like number 10, and then you'll get CTR, which is click-through rate, and if your website's nice and quick, you will move up to 9, and then maybe you get some links from Helper Reporter, and then eventually you might creep into the top 3. So make sure that you have defined power pages before you start. I will talk about that in the content plan when I explain to you guys how to make a content plan. But just to warn you, and just to tell you now, this is a fundamental part of SEO, is to know which pages you're going to point your SEO to. Okay, so choosing a niche. How do you actually choose a niche? First of all, like I said before, expert. Think about what you know about, okay? Think about something that you can offer real value in. Number 2 is to think about whether it's your money or your life niche, and if it is, be very prepared to battle in order to rank. And then third is think about the purchasing power of the people who will come onto the website and whether Google will pay you out more because it's a very specific niche where people spend a lot of money. So niches that normally work pretty well are like hobbies like camping or survival, or that kind of niche works pretty well. But you've got to break the niche down. So you've got camping, but then you have to break it down into different things, sub-niches. And then normally it's best to focus on one of these and then encompass these once you have finished this niche. And then eventually just camping in general as well, once you finish all of the sub-niches. If you're really struggling to think of a niche, then you can just go on nichehacks.com, and then I'll leave a link to this in the description. You can just go through this. These will probably be some pretty good ones. I'm looking at them now. They are good, to be honest with you. Just if you don't know what to pick, just have a look through this and find something that you know a lot about, and then you can start to grow a website using your expertise in that niche. Okay, so let's go through my niche. Number one is it a YMYL niche? And yes, it is. So I should put across here because that's a bad thing. Number two, am I an expert? I wouldn't say I was an expert, but I can do certain things, especially with NFTs, which I think not many people know how to do it. So I would say yes, I am. And then finally, is it a niche that Google pays a decent amount of money for? Yes, it is. So that's 2 out of 3, and I think that this niche is perfect for me, and I'm just honestly excited to get started with the website. So that's the end of this episode. That is me choosing a niche and giving you as much information as I can on choosing your own niche and choosing your own website. Let's get into some pre-publicizing technical SEO.